Hey my friends, today we're creating quick and easy DIYs using items from the Dollar Tree, and some take less than 10 minutes. Let's get started. The next time you're at Dollar Tree, go ahead and grab one of their wooden bunny cutouts. Now mine is left over from last year. I'd given it a coat of Waverly's chalk paint in the color Snow White, but never got around to using it. And as you saw, the back side is the ones that they have that are white with the ridges. You can also get them unfinished. I am going to go ahead and fill in the 2 holes at the top of the ears with some spackling. Now I'm going to add a layer of Mod Podge, and once I have it all spread out, I'm going to hit it with my blow dryer to speed up the drying process. We're going to be decoupaging this pretty purple napkin from the Dollar Tree to the bunny, but first you do want to make sure that you remove all of the layers. Some napkins have 2 or 3 layers, this one only has 2. And once you get that removed, I'm going to spread it out over the bunny, and then I'm going to place a sheet of parchment paper on top of the napkin to protect it. The heat method is simply using your iron to reactivate that Mod Podge, and it causes your napkin to adhere to the bunny. Before I started sanding away the excess napkin, I did take my scissors and just cut a few little slits in the napkin just so I wouldn't tear it whenever I do start sanding. I'm just using my little trusty nail file, and it just gets into those little nooks and crannies perfect. Now I did notice when I was sanding that the distressingness around the edge of the bunny is coming through a little bit. Now it doesn't really bother me, not that I'm going for a distressed look with this, but if it bothers you, you can just paint over it or just flip it over and decoupage it on the back side of the bunny. We're going to add a strip of this net mesh to the bunny's neck, and this is from Amazon. I'll link it down below for you. This is very similar to the ribbon that Dollar Tree used to carry. I couldn't find anything similar to it, so I found this on Amazon. Y'all, I love it. But anyway, I'm just going to loop it around the bunny's neck and just tie it in a knot. Then I'm going to take another little piece of the mesh and fold it over like you would if you're going to make a bow tie, and that's going to be the base of my bow. And then I'm going to take some of this beautiful chiffon ribbon, and this is also from Amazon. Everything that I've used from Amazon, as always, I'll link it down below for you. And then this pretty little purple ribbon is from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to fold it over like you would if you're going to make an awareness ribbon, and just kind of pinch it in the center. Then I'm going to use a piece of white twine and tie it all together. A little trick I like to use whenever I'm using twine to tie my bows, once I snip off the excess twine, I use just a tiny, tiny drop of super glue on each of the ends. It hardens those ends, and it prevents your twine from coming undone, and it will also prevent it from fraying. I'm going to use just a little bit of hot glue to attach the bow right on top of the mesh, and then to cover up that twine, I'm going to add this sweet little button, and this button is from Hobby Lobby. And then for the final finishing touch, we're going to add just a bit of greenery right up under the bow at the top and bottom. And this greenery is just some that I had left over from other projects. I believe it came from Michael's last year. This was just such a fun and fast and easy little project. You could use any color napkin that you like, any color ribbon. I just pulled from things I had on hand, and I am so happy with how this turned out. Let me know what you think. For this project, we're going to be using this bunny wreath form from the Dollar Tree, and as you can see at the bottom, it's broken. So I'm going to use my snips and remove part of this outer ring. I'm going to cover that top part of the ring that I left with twine and the bunny's ears. This twine is from Walmart. I've had it for several years. It's lasted for forever, but I was there recently and they do still carry it. Now I had to play around with this just a bit to see how I wanted this to work. So I started right on the outside of that ring that I had left and hot glued the two pieces of twine together, and then I'm just going to wrap it around that part at the top, and then ever so often I'll use just a little bit of hot glue to keep the twine from sliding around on that metal frame. Now I'm using twine because that's what I have on hand. If you have the rope from the Dollar Tree or Amazon, this will go a whole lot faster. It's not that it took me very long, but with the larger rope, it just covers a lot more surface and you have to wrap fewer times. Before I cut my twine, I like to wrap a piece of tape around it and then cut it. It just helps prevent your twine from fraying. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue to the back side of the twine and use my little pointy tool and just tuck it right inside that opening of where I've wrapped the twine, and it gives it a nice clean finish. I'm going to attach the twine to the back side of the wreath form, and I'm just going to hold it in place until that hot glue has time to set up, because I'm going to be pulling and tugging on this twine quite a bit because I want to make sure it is tightly wrapped around the wire. And then once I get the entire ear wrapped, I'm going to wrap more tape around the end of the twine, snip it off, and then just hot glue that piece into place. To cover up those metal rings, we're going to use this 12-inch lavender wreath, and this is from Hobby Lobby. They had them for $11.99 and I got it for 40% off, so it's a pretty good deal. And I'm just going to use zip ties to attach it to the metal rings. I had originally planned to attach the wreath just below where I've added that twine at the top of the bunny head, but because I had to clip off part of that outer ring where it was broken, the wreath just didn't fit right, so I just brought it all the way to the top and attached it. I had planned to put flowers across there. Such a bummer that I wasn't able to do it, but I am keeping this a very simple and easy wreath, so I'm not adding anything else. But if you want to take it one more step, you could add a beautiful small bow to it, or some flowers throughout the wreath, or I think some little white Easter eggs, because it is almost Easter, would be just gorgeous popped in with the lavender. But again, I'm keeping mine very simple, so I'm just going to give it a good fluff and hang it up. But I would love to know what you guys think about this. this next Dollar Tree Easter craft, we're going to be using this chunky wood piece from the Dollar Tree. I love these. Unfortunately, this is from last year. I've not been able to find any this year. But first, we're going to give it 2 coats of Waverly's chalk paint in the color Snow White, because we're going to be covering it with this beautiful wallpaper or peel and stick from the Dollar Tree. This is one of my favorites that they carry. It's so pretty. I'm just going to line it up and then just trace around the egg, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out. Once I finish cutting it out, I'm going to peel that backing off. There was a little strip left on there, so you do want to make sure you get all of that backing off so it will stick to your egg. And then I'm just going to line it up as best I can and then just smooth it out on top of the egg. Now you can use your hands to do this, but I am going to run over it real quick with my brayer. I just want to make sure that this peel and stick is really going to stick to the egg, and if there's any air pockets up under there, it'll smooth that out as well. The paper was just slightly bigger than the egg, so I'm going to use my sanding block and just sand away any of that excess paper. I want to add a little more detail to the egg. I'm going to use this beautiful satin ribbon, and I believe this is from the Dollar Tree. I'm just using a little bit of hot glue to attach it. Just tap it into place. And then I'm going to repeat that all the way around. Now you do want to use your hot glue sparingly, because if you use too much, it's going to come through your ribbon. I've mixed together the colors Admiral Blue and Dolphin Gray from Apple Barrel, and it's such a pretty blue color. It really complements the peel and stick paper. And I'm going to apply it with a baby wipe instead of a paintbrush because I want it to look more like a stain. I've made 2 very simple bows, and I'm just going to layer them on top of each other. The blue is the same color as the ribbon we put around the egg, just slightly smaller, and the white lace ribbon is from Amazon. I'll link it below for you. And then to attach the sign, I'm going to use some of this gel glue by Loctite, and then just line the sign up as best I can and just press it down until that glue starts to set up. And that's it, you guys. We are all done. This is so easy to do, and really you could use any colors that match your decor. I just love these colors. I think it's so pretty, and I just wanted to do something different. Off camera, I did add a little button to the center of the bow. I just thought it needed something else because it's such a fancy egg. I just wanted to add this fancy button, and this is from Hobby Lobby, and it is so pretty. But tell me what you think. If you're looking for a super easy and inexpensive spring DIY, this is the project for you. I'm going to be using this glass vase. Mine is from the Dollar Tree, but I've had it on hand for quite a while. And this gorgeous napkin. This napkin is from Napkin World, but you can also use tissue if you prefer. I'm just figuring out what size or how much I need to remove of this napkin to make it fit around the vase. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut it down to size. I'm going to use a glue stick to attach the napkin. You can use Mod Podge if you prefer. I just feel that a glue stick gives me better control when I'm doing a project like this. And I've already removed the 2 extra plies that was on this napkin. This is a 3-ply napkin, so you always want to make sure that you remove the extra plies before you start to decoupage. I'm just putting the napkin down on top of the glue and just tapping it into place. And then I'm just going to work in small sections. As I smooth it down, I'll flip that napkin back, add another layer of glue, and then Again, just pull the napkin forward, tap, tap, tap it into place. You can use plastic wrap or a sponge, and then just tap it into place, just being careful not to drag your fingers over the napkin because you may end up tearing it. There will be a little bit of an overlap with the napkin. Now, if that bothers you, you can just cut off that excess and then tap it down into place. It didn't bother me. It's not going to be that obvious. And I just put some glue down and tapped it into place and used my plastic wrap and smoothed it out, and it looked just fine. But I am going to remove the excess napkin at the bottom of the vase. I'm just using a very fine grit nail file, just very gently sanding that away. And then to seal in that raw edge there at the bottom of the vase, I'm taking a tiny bit of Mod Podge and just going around the bottom of the vase. I had a large enough strip of this gorgeous napkin left over that I didn't want to let it go to waste, so I'm going to attach it to this candle. This is a real candle. I had wanted to use a Dollar Tree battery operated candle, but I didn't seem to have one on hand. And I'm just figuring out how much of this napkin I need to remove because it is a little too much to fold it over like I did with the vase. And to keep the one end in place while I'm removing that excess, I'm just going to use just a tiny bit of this glue stick and then just tap the napkin into place, and then I'll just fold the other end over and just figure out how much I need to remove. And I'm just going to run my water pen along the edge and just gently remove that excess napkin. Then I'm going to wrap a piece of parchment paper around the candle and hit it with my blow dryer on high heat. I'm just going to continuously move that blow dryer around the candle, hitting it from all angles and sides to make sure I'm getting an even melt or softening of the wax of the candle. And it causes that napkin to just sink into the candle, and it looks like it becomes part of the candle. Y'all, it's so beautiful, and it's just such a quick and easy and most importantly inexpensive way to change out your decor for each season. I love to do this. Tell me down below, have you ever attempted to do this? And I would also love to know what you think about the candle and this beautiful vase. I've just popped a candle into the vase. I'm showing you a couple of different candles. One is the Luminaire, is more of a warm toned candle, and the other one is I can't remember the name of it, but it's from Amazon. I will link it down below for you. So gorgeous. Tell me what you guys think about it. Thanks so much for stopping by, my friends. I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, I hope you'll take a moment and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and a comment. It's an absolutely free way to help support my channel. And if you're looking for more DIY inspiration, I have a fantastic video right here on the screen. I'll see you soon.